All right, welcome back into Tornado Live here at Black Horse Pub and Brewery. With me now is the girls from the ALCOA soccer team. Had Coach Bird up here a moment ago, ladies. Said a lot of great things about you all and excited about tomorrow night. But let's let our fans get to know you as well. So I want each of you to tell me your name, what year you are, and what position you play.
I'm Maddie Stewart. I'm a senior, and I'm a goalkeeper.
Hi, my name is Whitley. I'm a senior and I play center back.
I'm Anna Kate Bauman. I'm a center back and I'm a senior.
I'm Maddie Russell. I'm a senior and I'm an outside back.
All right, awesome. And so, girls, coming into this game, especially for those returners, you, I'm sure, learned a lot from last season. A pretty good season. Didn't end necessarily the way you wanted to, but still a fantastic season for ALCOA soccer. What did you learn from last year that you think has really prepared you to now get into tournament play and try to get that district title?
I think last year it was kind of like, it left a bad taste in a lot of our mouths because it was our junior year. We had just gone into a new district and we were kind of used to winning and everything, and obviously we knew it was going to be the easiest way to get to state, but we knew what came along with it, and we knew Signal Mountain was going to be a tough battle for us. And we held on with them for a long time, and then we kind of just slipped away a little bit. But this year we're coming out, and we are going to show them that we are here, and we're here to fight back. And I really just think that's what the whole mentality has been this season, is get to state, fight through regionals, and then, come out on top. And I really think we can do that, especially against them, since we know the way they play and we know their weaknesses, and we can fidget around them. And I mean, that all starts with Kingston. So
yeah. But
that's really what we focused on this year, is kind of just October. We've kind of crammed that down our throats, and I think we're mentally and physically prepared.
Well, it's one of those things too, like you hear some teams say one game at a time, one game at a time, one game at a time. But sometimes it's, no, we've got our end goal in mind. That's what we're pushing to, and we're going to prove it throughout the season, right? Still that kind of winning mentality, that hunger that you've got fueling you. How much, too, I'm going to throw this other question your way here, is how much he talked about having the runner-up on the bench. How much has that, for you returners, every time you look at it, just kind of fired you up and maybe fueled you throughout the season?
I think it's honestly a constant reminder of how we fell short last year, which pushes us each and every day to get better so that doesn't happen again, because obviously we want to make it as far as possible, and having that reminder that last year we fall short of our goal, that this year we're not going to let that happen. Yeah.
Sometimes failures, I feel like, are the biggest blessings, because they end up really motivating us to take it to another level, right? Do you have something you wanted to add? Sorry.
I would also say that it's really taught us how important it is to win the Thursday game so that we can host on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Because that sets a better mentality for us going into the next week to set us up in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to like playing at home, right? Just kind of knowing your environment, having that pregame routine of maybe something you do at home that maybe is a little bit different on the road, just because you're not familiar with that environment. So having that factor, that comfort factor, maybe having those fans that you want there in the crowd at home with you too. And so before I ask this final question that I've prepared you for, I'm going to throw one curveball to Maddie, and I'm sure she was expecting this might be coming her way. But Maddie, I got to know. Well, you've played a few other sports. You've been exceptional at all of them. You found another sport that you've been able to come in and do a tremendous job at. Why soccer?
Well, basically, I didn't know I was going to play soccer, but Whitley and Maddie and all of them just kind of convinced me to. They told me they needed a keeper and that I would be good at it. So then I was like, it's my senior year. Why not?
Yeah.
I was like, and I love everybody on the soccer team. I already knew a lot of them, and they're great girls, and I love them. So it was really just something fun to do, in between, like before my seasons actually start, like something to just have fun at, see what could happen, make new relationships with new people I hadn't had close bonds with yet. So it was just a fun thing to meet new people.
Well, it's worked out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're happy that they talked you into joining the team, for sure. Well, we'll start with you and then work our way to the end as we wrap up. Girls, your favorite memory with ALCOA soccer? Maddie's, like I told her, is going to be a little bit more limited, but that's all right. But I want to hear from each of you. Favorite memory?
It's tough between two, but my first one will probably be beating Kingston the first time because the post game was fun. And like, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know we won when we won, because I don't really know the rules for real. But it was fun to run out there with everybody and have fun and laugh, and it was just fun to see us like reach what we knew we could do. And then more fun was like probably our river rafting trip this year in Cleveland, and seeing just everybody follow the boat. That was pretty funny.
For me, I think I'm between two as well. I really enjoy when we go to away games, the bus ride back, if we win, is really fun, and we're super hype, and everybody's just bonding. And then we also had a team bonding event at the lake that was really fun this year.
I think mine is definitely the Kingston PK shootout, because we hadn't won. We lost one of ours sophomore year to Lenore City. And it was against the same head coach, so it was kind of good, like, to get a little get back. So.
I would say mine would definitely be the Cleveland trip this fall, and all of us just hanging out in the hotel room together way too late, and then us coming out of the room and Bird seeing us and running us back to our rooms, and that was really fun.
I think one of the best things you'll find as you get older is that it's not always the on-the-field things that you remember with the sports and the teams you played with, but it's the memories you made off the field, whether it's on the bus or at the hotel or some other retreat that you've been on that you'll take with you and you'll really cherish. Well, that's awesome. Girls, best of luck tomorrow night. As Coach Bird mentioned, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at home against Kingston is where you can catch them and where you should be as well. Again, thank you so much, girls. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little ALCOA middle school football. We'll be back in a moment. Good job, girls. Crushed it. Welcome back into Tornado Live, sponsored by Black Horse Pub and Brewery. It's been quite the show so far as we started off with Coach Bird of the ALCOA women's soccer team, then got some of the ladies up here and talked a little bit about soccer as well. A great group of girls. And then last but not least, it's time to talk a little ALCOA middle school football. I'm here with the head coach, Travis Felder, for ALCOA Middle School. Coach, thanks for taking the time.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, excited to talk a little middle school football. I spend most of my time with my dad talking high school football a lot, but we don't get to talk a lot of middle school, and I remember those fun middle school days playing, and so I want to hear a little bit about how the season has gone so far.
Yeah, so we've played pretty well so far. So our middle school team technically is 2 teams. So we have a JV team and a varsity team. It gives us a chance to kind of develop our younger kids, because what's hard in middle school is we got 60 kids, 1 team, there's only 1 ball, so it's hard. But with having 2 teams, it allows us a chance to like have some of our 6th and 7th graders who may not be ready for that varsity team to play and get the reps they need, kind of like the high school does with their JV team. Our JV team's done really well this year. I think they've only given up 14 points all year in 6 games, 7 games. So they've played really, really well all year. And our varsity team, aside from 2 tough days, we've played really well as well.
Well, and it's one of those things, too, you think about the high school level, there's a lot of games this season where we've been able to kind of build a big lead, get our young guys in and develop them. But like you said, it's a little bit different at the middle school level. So having the luxury of having JV, being able to get them involved. Now, I know for some teams, or at least in my experience, it can sometimes be hard finding JV games. How has that experience been? Have you been able to field a lot of JV games for your young squad?
So ours is kind of set up the same way with the league that we're in, because we'll talk about that in a sec. The league that we're in, like the middle school division, you have to have a JV team and a varsity team. Some of those schools, like the Farragut's, have such big classes where they have a 6th grade team, 7th grade team, and an 8th grade team. Versus us, we just have a JV, which is our 6th and 7th, and our varsity team, our 7th and 8th graders.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good then, because then it ensures that they are going to get an ample amount of games to really develop and work, so which is great. So let's talk about some of those players. So coming in to the season and now then what you've seen, because sometimes who you expect to be your guys can kind of change as the season progresses. Who are some of the big players right now for y'all?
Like our number 1 guy is Jamarius DeBose. His brother's playing at the high school. He's been a stud for us since 6th grade. He's the only kid I've had since I've been in middle school where like we're a few games into his 6th grade year and we're like he's got to start. Like he's got to play. Like so he's been starting on our varsity team since 6th grade. So he's the one that we kind of lean on and depend on because he's been doing it the longest with our guys. Elijah Larson is another kid we have that plays really well for us. Luke Ale and Weston Witt. It's a handful of kids that we're like, hey, if we got these guys going in the right direction, everybody else is going to follow.
Well, and so I know we said a minute ago, we talked about a little bit about the league. Let's dive into it a little bit more. So one of the things I was asking you a moment ago was, when it comes to high school playoffs, because I know playoffs is about to start for you all. High school playoffs, there's classifications, and you go play Class 1A or Class 2A, Class 3A state playoffs. Middle school's a little bit different. So tell us about what that playoff bracket looks like.
So in middle school, like TWSAA does not regulate who you play. So we just have to go find whatever games we can. So a handful of years ago, it was really tough to do that. So like I was telling you before, the coach before me, they were going to Chattanooga every other week to try to find games to play. Because, I mean, when you're Alcoa, like teams know where they're going to get. So they're like, sometimes it's like, I wouldn't say shy away, but they know like I better buckle up and be ready, or like, hey, my team's not ready for it. Luckily enough, we got in this league. It's called the MAC, and all the teams that we play are Knoxville-related teams. So all the kids that are supposed to go to like West High School play for a certain team, to Farragut High School play for a certain team, to Beard High School play for a certain team. So it's fun for our kids because those are the same kids they're going to see in 3 years. Like I'm going to see you the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years in high school, and I play those same kids. The tough part is we have a JV and a varsity team. So like with someone like Alcoa, we only have 60 kids spaced around 2 teams as opposed to having a different division for like 8th grade, 7th grade, and 6th grade. So it plays out well for us. The way our league is, like you play, there's one side and a second side, so like A and B division. You play through your games on one side. Some of them cross over. And then when we get to the playoffs, they take the top 4 seeds from each side. And then, so like 1 seed from A, 1 seed from B, 2 seed from A goes to the other side, 2 seed from B goes to the other side, and then play it from there. So set up a bracket and then work your way down. So the top 8 teams make it. We're lucky enough to be hosting a playoff game tomorrow night, and then we'll work our way up from there.
That's awesome. Well, best of luck to you guys. And one of the things we talked about that I kind of want to go to for a moment here is former players that have played for you all that are now going on and doing great things for the high school level.
Yeah.
And, talk a little bit about how big it is for them and for your guys currently at middle school to see those guys come back, give to the program, and kind of be able to talk to them about what it was like when they played and then what it's going to take to get to where they're at now.
Yeah, so like for our kids, I think it's super fun because, I mean, ALCOA is not big. So like these are their neighbors, these are their cousins, these are their siblings that are like moved on to play at the high school, and like they know what the standard is. So it's something that we say often, like the standard is standard, and they know what's coming. They know what's expected of them when they get to high school. And like we are lucky enough to where like high school coaches are at our practices, at our games consistently, so they know like, hey, these are the guys that are going to watch me, and I want to perform for them as well. It's nice to have those kids like come back. Like I told you before, we try to get some of the former players to come down and talk to our kids like in the locker room before practice, before a game, and say like, hey man, like I sat in that locker. I listened to those coaches. I heard that same whistle that you hear too, and like the expectations didn't change. And I know it's tough, I know it's hard, but it got me to the point that I'm at now. And not every kid is fortunate to be like a Division I athlete, and we have those at ALCOA, thank God. But for our kids, they get to see that and see what that work looks like. They see what that toughness looks like and that grind. And it helps them to learn like, hey, if I want that, this is what I got to do to get there.
Well, and it's kind of one of those things, too, that, like you said, you have some guys that come in at 6th grade and like, man, I got to get him the ball.
Yeah.
But then there's some guys that maybe late bloomers. Maybe by their 8th grade year, they're ready to roll, or maybe by their freshman, sophomore, junior season, they're finally where they're at.
Yeah.
And we've seen those guys develop in ALCOA, but it's nice when you don't have to be the only person motivating them, because you've got those guys coming back. You've got coaches from the high school constantly there visiting and there as well. A lot of different motivational factors here at ALCOA, like you said. It also doesn't hurt to see those championships. The standard is the standard, and being able to watch that and know, like, hey, one day that's what I'm shooting for, but it all starts now, and I've got to put that work in. And so now you move into the playoffs. What's the message that you are giving to your team to prepare them to try to get a championship?
And, like, for us, it's like keep the same thing. What got us here, so let's not change that, and like not make the moment too big. Because like what you're saying about like that development, like I think of like a kid on our team, Caden Moore. His brother Colton is playing at the high school. So Caden was a kid like his 6th grade year didn't play a whole lot, 7th grade year didn't play a whole lot, and then like this year probably the most surprising kid that we have that like showed up and showed out to where like if we don't have him, our team doesn't play the same. So it's like we get that development, and for him like and for the rest of our team, it's you've heard this message before and it's worked. And I know it's hard to hear the same thing over and over again, but those little things become big things. So we're going to harp on the small things. Like I'm going to yell at you if you didn't run because I said break the huddle. I'm going to blow the whistle. We might do a few up downs because you didn't jog off the field. But when you take care of those little things, those big things take care of themselves.
Well, and it certainly probably doesn't hurt that Big Colton, who's a senior now, is getting to watch his brother and the fruits of his labor pay off, and all the great things he's doing as well at the high school. Well, that's exciting. So you start tomorrow. When and where?
Yeah. So tomorrow night, our JV team and our varsity team get to host. They both played well enough for that. Our JV team plays at 6:30 at home at ALCOA, and the varsity team plays right after them, or 6:15 for the JV team. The varsity team plays right after at 7:30.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, Coach, best of luck.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Excited to have you on. What an awesome time to be an ALCOA Tornado. A lot of great things happening for the girls' soccer team, for our high school team, for the middle school team. Just the standard all around has been set, and our teams are carrying it. That's great to hear. Well, guys, we're going to take a very short break, and when we come back, I will wrap things up talking a little bit about Heritage and ALCOA on Friday night here on Tornado Live. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks, man. For sure. Yes. Let me just pull back up my notes on ALCOA Heritage. school. A lot of great things happening in Tornado Country right now. A lot of stuff happening tomorrow night as ALCOA soccer will play tomorrow against Kingston at home. And then for the middle school, JV and varsity play tomorrow night as well at ALCOA High School in their middle school playoffs. Now, real quick, as we wrap things up, we want to talk a little bit just about the ALCOA Heritage Series that will pick up back again on Friday night. ALCOA comes into that game 7-0, 4-0 in region play, where the Mountaineers come in 3-3, 2-2 in region play. Heritage and ALCOA now in the same region. It's going to be a fun matchup on Friday night. I think ALCOA is going to have the advantage and be able to pull away with a big-time victory for the Tornadoes and remain undefeated. For Heritage, though, exciting to be back in Mountaineer country. You've probably heard Scott and I talk about it before, but that is my alma mater, so looking forward to going back there. Don't worry, folks. I bleed maroon and aluminum. But I just wanted to tell you a little bit about that rivalry real quick. In case you didn't know, Friday night's matchup will be the 33rd meeting all time between the Tornadoes and the Mountaineers, with their first meeting beginning in 1977 when Heritage first opened its doors. From 77 to 2004, the rivalry would be played every year, with the Tornadoes leading the series 20 wins to 8 losses. It would be another 9 seasons before these two teams would meet again between 2013 and 2016. And then, since then, it's been another 9 seasons, and now it'll pick back up now that they're both in the same region and same classification. So Heritage has moved down a little bit. The Tornadoes have moved on up, and they will finally get back to it on Friday night. Now, before we talk a little bit more details about Friday night, just want to remind you, as we talked a moment ago in our last segment with Coach Felder, about the middle school game tomorrow night. Now, the JV will play at 6:15 at home, and in the varsity will play at 7:30 at home in the middle school playoffs. We want to let you know that that middle school game will be on the NFHS network, so you will be able to watch that, which is fantastic. Certainly want to make sure, if you're not able to come out to the game, you get on the NFHS network, you tune in. Now, I'll let you know about Friday's game. That game, multiple ways to listen and watch. You can watch it on the NFHS network, on the live YouTube stream at ALCOA Athletics, and also on 94.3 Jack FM on the radio. That game will begin with a pregame show at 6:30, kickoff at 7 p.m. Scott will be back from out of town, and he will be on the headset with me, and then Coulter Tao will be doing stats for us, and we should have Paige Dower on the field. So a lot of great teammates will be back in action with me on Friday night. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Tornado Live. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you with a lot of fantastic guests tonight. We can't wait to see what next Wednesday brings. But until then, we say so long, good night, and yes, that just happened.